Hello?
Hi, Mr. Krabs, this is Clay.
I wanted to record a message for you.
Rip and tear until it is done.
Like burned to ash.
Anybody want coffee? Who wants coffee? I just made a fresh pot of coffee. Does anybody want?
Hello?
I kidnapped you.
Fortnite Lego sets.
Hey, buddy. How you feeling? I'm sorry you lost that battle. I brought you something to cheer you up.
This is for my safety.
You disrespecting the badge? You don't want none of it.
I was born in 1975.
I'm going to kill you and then kill you again. Don't be rash.
You can't just shoot a hole into the surface of
I found a pussycat bashed its head.
You think your little pranks are funny, huh? You think they're funny?
We're like your biggest fans.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Gotta get a grip.
The beginning of Hotline Miami very quickly establishes the eerie and uncomfortable tone that will continue to creep in between the moments of high-octane action. One of the first scenes in the whole game has us talking to three people all wearing different animal masks and speaking very cryptically. It's a very abstract and confounding moment made even more unsettling by the use of the song Silver Lights by the artist Coconuts. When I heard the song for the first time, I legit thought I was dying. These moments of genuine emotional response happen pretty frequently throughout this short yet extremely substantive series. To name just a few, the part after each mission and during the tutorial section when the song titled only as Static plays, a truly haunting track that forces the player to reflect on everything that's happened during the rush of adrenaline that is the bread and butter of the gameplay. The part where you meet the aptly named character Girlfriend, the final scene where our protagonist, only ever referred to as Jacket, kills his final target, and then in Hotline Miami 2, just about every level has something heavy and memorable. Hotline Miami is one of my favorite series of video games in the world. When I reviewed Hotline Miami Wildlife, I made it pretty clear how special this series is to me, so I knew I wanted to talk about it at some point, but I really didn't know what to say. I started writing the script of this video with a blank Google Doc called Goatline Miami, without much of a purpose in mind. I'm like the 1,000,000th person to make a detailed analysis of Hotline Miami on YouTube, so honestly, I'm not sure how I'm gonna make this different from all these other ones. I definitely don't want to meticulously explain the story. I don't think I would even be able to tell it that well. The story is really what made these games so fascinating to me. I played through the first game, I thought it was great. The music was amazing, the gameplay was fast and unpredictable. I got so invested and interested in this character that never speaks. Yet the few decisions we see him make communicate so much. When I played through the second game, I thought it was an excellent continuation of everything the first game introduced. The music was absolutely infatuating. I can't explain how much I love the music of Hotline Miami 2. It seriously might be my favorite video game soundtrack of all time. Then I started seeing others online piece together the story into a coherent and engaging narrative of twists and turns, triumph and heartbreak, good and evil, vengeance and mercy. Learning the story of Hotline Miami 2 is when this game became a masterpiece in my eyes. It's actually amazing just how much the characters and narrative elevates the experience of Hotline Miami 2. I could not get this game out of my head for like a year and a half after I played it, and learned about all the hidden details that I missed when playing through it casually. I see a lot of people criticize the second game for having rooms that are so big you can't even see the enemies on the other side, which, yes, that's true, that is a little annoying. But besides that, I think Hotline Miami 2 is an improvement in every other way. I love how often we swap between characters. It really makes you intrigued about what's going to happen next after you finish a level. Plus, it makes every level super unique and memorable. Each level has its own unique song, which I think is so cool. And despite the music being almost all licensed, they fit just immaculately well to whatever's happening. In Hotline 1, the levels are arguably better designed, but they don't really stand out that much from each other. There's only a few times where the environment changes, compared to Hotline 2, where every location feels recognizable and cinematic. I don't think there was a single moment in any video game that felt more climactic and insane as release. Not even Doom has managed to create a moment that feels nearly as chaotic and emotionally compelling as this level. Helped tremendously, of course, by the Carpenter Brute track, Le Purge. And the best part is, this is like one of 50 moments from this game that sucks you into this crazy world. I play Hotline Miami 2 all day, every day. Can we talk about like the political and economic state of Takeover right now? You want to talk about thick skin? Try playing Takeover on hard mode with the brass knuckles. It was the worst decision of my life. This level is evil. It's 4 rooms. You know it's gonna be bad when it's 4 rooms. And these rooms are huge. We're shooting up a mob boss's home. This house could be its own battlefield map, it's so big. The song is straight up unrepentant. Holy. Perturbator's Future Club, bro. If you know, you know. And if you don't, that's alright too. Make sure you like and subscribe. I love this level because of how climactic it is. If I think hard enough, I might be able to come up with a reason why ending the series by playing as The Sun Hotline Miami is thematically significant, but I haven't done that yet. Takeover is technically not the last level, as there's a level after this, but that one is very atypical for Hotline Miami for obvious reasons. So I still see this one as the last level of Hotline Miami 2 because it definitely feels that way. When a new player sees the sprites for these characters, they might think to themselves, wow, this art style is hideous. But that's where you're wrong. Well, you're not that wrong, but I think the floating heads that represent the characters talking are intentionally off-putting. It adds to the griminess of this game, and it gives it like a low-budget charm, like that pizza serial killer movie or the music video to Aesop Rock's The Gates.
Nah, I just ate. So what do you want to watch tonight? Are you okay? Look.
I don't see anything. Wait. What is that?
The game taking place in the 80s helps cement that idea too, coupled with the extremely saturated colors of the environments and psychedelic background of that iconic cyan and magenta gradient. I love the visuals for this game, and I think you should too. Alright guys, who would win in a fight between Jacket and Biker? I'm going to put this mystery to bed once and for all. It's my job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to see who would win a death battle. In case you don't know, Jacket and Biker are 2 characters in Hotline Miami 1 that fight on 2 separate points in the game. The first time you play as Jacket, and this moment acts as the first boss fight in the game. Then you experience the same fight again from the perspective of Biker after playing as him for the past couple of levels, gaining context as to why Jacket was sent by 50 Blessings to kill Biker. Did I mention 50 Blessings? The first time it's a boss fight, but the second time you kill Jacket as quickly as Biker kills you in his own boss fight. So that means that Biker has the same power level in both instances of this fight. So obviously Biker is stronger, right? Well, which of these events is canon? They couldn't have both happened simultaneously. Or could they? No, they couldn't. Or maybe they could, but not really. Unless... Nah, but for real though, this was obviously meant to confuse the player and question the reality of everything that's happened and has happened so far. Don't you love it when Jonathan and Cactus Jack gaslight us? Like that time they said they were gonna make another game.
I'm here on the show floor with Jacket. Jacket, we've had a lot of questions. When is Hotline Miami 3 coming out?
Anyway, you might be thinking, obviously Biker doesn't kill Jacket, he heavily influences the story past this point, forgetting the fact that he appears in the second game after the events of the first game. But so does Biker, interestingly enough. So what's going on here? This is my theory. When Jacket and Biker fought, it created a ripple in the space-time continuum. It essentially created a rift in reality, forming 2 separate realities. One where Jacket wins and one where Biker wins. The reality where Jacket wins is the reality we see going forward into the rest of Hotline Miami 1, except for when we're playing as Biker. That was the other reality, and Hotline Miami 2 takes place in the reality where Jacket wins. It's all very simple. And the Biker we see Evan talk to in Hotline Miami 2 is actually a mono-dimensional being, capable of traversing between timelines. Don't believe me? Well, remember what Biker says at the beginning of the level Fun and Games? He says that...
Guys, it's me, Biker, from Hotline Miami. I've traveled sideways in time to interrupt this video because I have something really important to tell you. I've disrupted the natural flow of space-time to tell you about today's sponsor, Air Up. Air Up is a revolutionary product that turns any bottle of boring old water into the ultimate flavor experience.
In conclusion, Hotline Miami, as well as Hotline Miami 2 Wrong Number, are pretty good games. I like them because of their simple yet addictive gameplay, distinct visual style, engaging characters and narrative, and soul-transcending music. I'm giving it a final score of 5 100 RPM dogs, 8 scorpion jackets, and 1 nationwide ban in Australia. Its effects on indie games are very apparent, as just about every indie action game that came out after this one takes very clear inspiration. And if you think these ain't the best games ever made, that's okay. But don't come crying to me when this guy shows up at your frat party.
Did he pull his coat out? The phone is ringing.